Good evening and welcome, race fans. Tonight IWCR takes to Homestead. Just the season winding down here. We've only got three more races after tonight. So and don't forget, the last race of the season will be double points. That will change up a lot of things out there, I can assure you. I've seen it happen where somebody may think that they've got the championship sewed up, and it's not there. So anyhow, I believe, I'm not sure if Scott's back or not, but just to kind of run down through the points here, let me see if he's back. Scott, are you back yet?
Yes, sir, Rudy. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'll let you run down through the points then.
Give me just a minute. Give me a couple minutes.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to get a couple of drivers down here and talk to them while you're getting all ready for that. So I've already got a couple that I was going to talk to, so let me see if Tony's available. Tony DeGennaro, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good, Tony. I was trying to look at the points here. Mind you, in the points, I guess you're not in for the championship, right?
No, I'm not in contention. I'm just a casual shower-upper.
Oh, okay. Well, how does the car feel out there tonight for you?
You want me to want the sugar-coated version of how I really think?
Well, no cuss words, please.
We always want truth here at MaxSpeedTV.
Yeah, the car's junk. I haven't been able to figure this new dynamic track thing out a bit, and just when I think I got a handle on the car, 40 laps get on the track, 50 laps, and then the car turns into even more junk, and I'm just, yeah, I'm about 0.3 slow, about a second off the leaders, just to keep things straight without wrecking myself. So just gonna hang around back and ride around the track and hopefully just keep it pointing in the right direction.
Well, I think that's a key factor for everybody tonight. I think that's what they're, everybody wants to just kind of. I know it's a long race, 125 laps here, but do you like Homestead? Is this one of your favorite tracks, or is it not?
That's right. It's not. My two tracks that I like the least are Dover and Homestead, and those are the two tracks where I have the most wins. Not in this league, but just in regular races in general. So even though I don't like them, I usually perform the best at them. So this is one of those tracks that I don't like, but I do good at. So we'll see what happens.
Well, maybe it makes you grit your teeth and grab a hold of that wheel a little tighter and drive it a little different. Maybe I don't know. I guess it's all up to the
that's
driver.
A good point. That's a good point. Maybe it's just one of those things where you're concentrating more to not wreck the thing, and you end up doing better. Maybe that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, like grudge racing against you and the track.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Tony. Well, thanks for talking with us, and good luck tonight, brother.
All right, thank you.
Oh, got one more here I want to talk to. Michael Leiby, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, we just talked to Tony. He's not too awful impressed with his setup tonight. How is your setup?
I feel the same exact way as Tony. I just can't get anything going.
Well, what's the plan for the 125 laps? He said that usually, this is one of his least favorite tracks, he said, between this one and Dover. And he said those are usually the ones that he runs the best at. So what does it make you do? Does it make you dig deep and get up on that wheel and grit your teeth and try, or?
Yeah, I don't really know. I have a love-hate relationship with this track as well. Some races have treated me well, some haven't. Pretty much if you're just not comfortable with your car, you just gotta try to sit back and just ride it out and see what happens. Sometimes if you're there at the end, good things can happen.
That's true. Well, in recent weeks we've seen a big one happen somewhere along, between the beginning and the middle of the race, and that takes out a lot of drivers, and that could really change the outcome of the race and the points going in. We only got, I think, 3 more races left in the season after tonight, so I didn't look to see where you were at in the points either. I don't.
Yeah, I've only made 2 starts this season.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to wish you good luck and try to drive the best you can. I know you will, Michael, because you're a good driver. We watch you quite a bit, and I know you're going to do well tonight. I got faith in you, brother.
Hi, thanks, Rudy.
Okay, thank you. All right, Scott, you want to give us a rundown of the points, if you're ready?
Yes, sir, brother. I can tell you're fired up to get the points going here. This is race number 12 of 15, man. We only got 3 races after tonight, so the points are really starting to matter now. And as it has been for probably the whole season, Rudy Thomas Brandner is our points leader, and he's got a big lead. He's up to 58 points over Joe Roberts now, who's back there in 2nd place. Nathan Sedlick's in 3rd in the points. Randall Drake's up a couple spots from last week. He's 4th in the points. Mike Vining's down 1 to 5th. Sean Medling's 6th. Daniel Smallwood 7th in the points. Josh Witherspoon 8th. Stephen Pearson 9th. And Jeffrey Porter rounds out the top 10 in the points, Rudy. And Porter's 128 points back.
Man. Yeah, it's Brander's just been the guy to beat out here all season long, and he's been, I'm not going to say he's been out there just sloughing it either. He's been really showing some muscle. So, I think he's probably going to be looking at a championship. But the whole thing of it is you cannot forget, Scott, that last race of the season with double points can change everything.
That's very true. He's going to have a pretty nice size lead going into that. If it continues to grow, he would almost be to the point where he almost has it locked up. But you're very right. A lot can change that night.
That is for sure. Well, I wanted to give a big shout out real quick. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but a big shout out before I forget here. Johnny Reed Foley and a bunch of his friends are going to be tuning in tonight. And they're tuning in from Charlotte Motor Speedway. So hello, Johnny, and all his buddies that are watching. I hope you enjoy the show here tonight. And have a good time down there. That sounds like a blast.
Yes, sir, Johnny. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. And I hope the CD's doing well. I don't know if it's come out yet, but whenever it does, if it hasn't yet, hopefully it all is up and up.
I guess they're going to be watching from his RV, his new RV. I seen he got a new one.
Well, maybe the CD's already out and it's a hit.
I don't think it is, but boy, I'll tell you what, he sure has been hard at work, doing a lot of singing, and we're wishing him the best of luck for his singing career. I'm just hoping that he stays true to his roots and don't forget us. We're his friends,
Yeah, we haven't seen him on the track for a while. It's probably been 2 or 3 weeks since we've seen him. He told us last time we saw him that he was going to be going on the road, so he gave us heads up he wasn't going to be around.
Yeah. Well, we're coming down to the end of practice here. I know they have a lengthy qualifying time, 10 minutes. But
Rudy, before we go to break, I just wanted to touch on Brandner's stats for the season. You were saying that he's brought it every week. Well, 11 starts. 10 of those have been top 10s, and they've all been top 5s. He's got 3 wins. He's led 319 laps this season. He's dominated.
Definitely. Definitely.
The funny thing is he only has one pole position.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems
So
like he doesn't qualify well, but he runs real well.
yeah, he just drives through the field once they drop green flag.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that'll do it for qualifying, Rudy.
Oh, okay. So Calvin Troy, Johnny Reed Foley, and Thomas Keene are all watching. So, all right. Well, we're going to step away real quick here and play our national anthem, folks. We'll be right back.
Guys.
And now, the most famous words in motorsports. Gentlemen, start your engine!
Okay, we are back, and I just wanted to shout out again to Johnny Reed Foley, Thomas Keene, Calvin Troy, all watching. Apparently, if I'm understanding this correctly, they're all watching from Johnny Reed Foley's RV. So, big shout out to them, and hopefully you guys do have a good time down there in Charlotte.
Yeah, enjoy the race, guys. Tonight's race and the race tomorrow night. NASCAR race is tomorrow night, right, Rudy?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I think so. Pretty sure it is.
Don't forget our race, MaxSpeedTV race tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, right here on MaxSpeedTV. We will be running Cadillacs at Michigan. And that will be to thank all the YouTube subscribers for reaching 1,000 subscribers. There will be cash prizes given out to the drivers, the top 3 drivers, and cash prizes to people in chat. We're going to be asking questions to people in chat, and whoever gets the question or the answer correct, the first one to get that correct will win some cash. So if you can't race, tune in and watch the race here for a chance to win some money. 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
And we know everybody likes to win money.
Well, heck yeah, man. Well, Galen Gidman stole that away from Joe Roberts and Thomas Brandner, bringing in the pole. And not by just a little bit, but 85 one-thousandths of a second. That's quite a little bit.
Yeah, it's looking like just about everybody's qualified. We only got about 5 or 6 that haven't taken time, Rudy. So
Yeah.
pretty much Goodman's. I don't see anybody knocking him off at this point. Still got 6 minutes left in qualifying. Well, it's hard to believe how quickly this season for IWCR has gone by, Rudy.
Oh, I know it, and I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen next season. Um, whether we're going to be back here broadcasting or not. I'll just leave it at that because I haven't talked to Randu yet. But yeah, this is the season has gone by rather quickly. And man, I'll tell you what, these guys have put on some great shows. We've seen some races that were pretty bad, like start of the race and a big pile up and a lot of guys taken out. But I would say for the most part, 80% of the races have been just phenomenal races.
Yeah, they've been pretty good with some very good competition along the way. I'll tell you what, I was just looking at their schedule, and you want to talk about a good race. Next week, Rudy, I know usually the Gen 6 cars aren't very good there, but we're going to Indianapolis, buddy, and you know there's always a soft spot in my heart for that place.
Yep, that's for sure. But
I have a love affair with that joint.
That'll be an interesting race. Now these guys, they've ran there before, and they do run very well there. And that track is a lot of drafting. I mean, a lot of drafting, and we've seen a lot of battles and a lot of races won just by drafting. So pullaways and everything have 4-car pullaways. And if you get a team like the RPM team, just using that as an example, that that do get a group of guys right there and they work together. We could see a domination there at Indianapolis.
Well, let's hope that it's not just 1 or 2 cars like the NASCAR races usually are, and that's why the general consensus around Indiana, and this is why a lot of people don't go no more, is that's a boring race because you get 1 or 2 cars every year that just get out in front of the entire field and just dominate the race, and nobody wants to watch that every single year.
Galen Goodman said, I came here to chew gum and kick butt, and I'm all out of gum.
You know who said that?
Huh? Who?
You know, Rowdy Piper.
Is that right? Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
That's good. That's funny. I like that. I have to remember that. Remember that, Scott.
Oh, I've heard that so many times over my lifetime. That's from the movie They Live. If you've never seen that movie and you like old sci-fi horror kind of movies, check that movie out. It's not really horror, but it's more sci-fi.
Mm-hmm. What's it called?
They Live.
They Live. Okay.
Yeah, it's about zombies.
Oh.
Or they weren't necessarily. I can't remember if they were zombies or if they were just other people that were just different.
How much time we got left in qualifying?
Still 2.5 minutes. But anytime he put his sunglasses on, he could see people for who they really were. And he walked into a bank one day, and that's what he said when he walked into the bank. Check the movie out. You might like it, Rudy. Hey.
All right, Randall giving last minute instructions here. And yes, I told Thomas Keene to make sure he gave Johnny Reed a hey from me, and he said, you got it. Very good. Johnny Reed Foley, ladies and gentlemen, the next country western singer. He had a nickname for himself, and I can't remember what that was. It was Cowboy, Redneck Cowboy or something. I can't remember what it was now. That may not be right. It was something.
Time to put it in the text. Text it to us, Johnny.
Yeah. Keene, ask Johnny Reed Foley what it was. He put it on Facebook one day, and I don't remember what it was. It was like cowboy singer or redneck singer or I can't remember. My memory's gone, so I can't remember anything anymore. I'm lucky I can remember how to do this, but I do it every day, so, you know, keeps it fresh in your mind.
Yeah.
Time remaining, how much?
19 seconds.
19 seconds. All right, well, we're going to get off of here and get ready to go to the grid. Looks like Galen Gidman's going to have the pole. That's pretty awesome.
Fireball Joe sitting up there in second. Thomas Branner in third. Chrome Rise fourth. Sedlick rounds out the top 5.
I just don't want to see Galen, you know, he's had problems in recent weeks, and I don't want to see him have that problem, you know, that he does kind of falter a little bit, and you know, but he picks it back up. He figures out what he did wrong and he picks it back up. All right, starting on the pole, Galen Gidman with a 30.153. Congratulations to him. Joe Roberts starting on the outside. Thomas Brandner, our points leader, in third. Paul Crumry, fourth. Nathan Sedlick, fifth. Roger Wagner, sixth. Jeffrey Porter, seventh. Stephen Pearson, eighth. Daniel Smallwood, ninth. And Charles Grant Jr. in 10th place. Scott?
Randall Drake will start 11th. Mike Vining starts 12th. Kevin Spaulding, 13th. Ross Cato, 14th. Ben Manning will start 15th. Michael Leby will start 16th. Nick Hunt, 17th. Sean Medling starts 18th tonight. Sean Powell will start 20th. Josh Witherspoon starts 21st. Tony DeGennaro, you heard him in the pre-race. He'll start 22nd. And Eric Lambert starts shotgun tonight in 24th.
Very good. Thank you, Scott. We were just waiting for the command here to get everybody going. Pretty good sized field, you know. There's a lot of non-race or non-chase contenders. Let me rephrase that. And but they're in here ready to, you know, they can make a difference in this race. You know, make a difference for.
Oh, very much so.
You know, and that's what's cool about it. You know, a chase format such as this here. You know, it's not just the guys that are in the chase that are out there battling. It's everybody else too, and they can affect how the outcome of the race is, whether the points leader finishes first or 10th. You know, so we're waiting to see.
Well, let's hope tonight everybody's on their game, and that if anyone does have a mishap, that they don't get into the 24 machine, because he is our points leader.
Right.
He's got a nice hefty lead, and if he were to have a problem and finish in the back, it would cut his lead about in half. Well, maybe not in half, but it would definitely take a massive chunk out of it.
Definitely, yes.
Depending on where everybody else finishes, of course.
Right.
But you know, when those kind of things happen, people tend to capitalize. And Rudy, do I see a Chicago Blackhawks car out there? The number 8 Paul Crumry? Get a good shot of that, would you?
Let me see if I can find him.
That is a Chicago Blackhawks machine if I've ever seen one. And let me give a big thumbs up to Paul Crumry for sporting that. Go Hawks. They won tonight, 3-2.
Very good. But why's
Yes,
it got
sir.
an X?
I like that.
Why's it got an X on the hood?
No, that's just the C with the I'm trying to think of what they call those. It's the Chicago C, and I don't know what the exact term is for the Tomahawks.
And 4. All right. Well, we're ready to get them fired off here, Scott. And pace car is in. Gidman on the throttle already, and we have a green.
Yes, sir.
Boy, did he take off like a shotgun.
And Crumry's up there trying to push Joe Roberts, saying, let's go. They're trying to get around Branner, who's on the bottom. Now he's going to work with Branner, and they're going to try to get by Roberts. But now he's kind of switching back and forth here.
Yes, sir. Crumry sitting here waiting to see which one he wants to go with. Drops it to the bottom inside Joe Roberts. And Joe, as we've seen before, though, Scott, after them tires get a little bit of heat in them, he starts kicking it into high gear. I think he finally finds 4th gear in that thing.
Well, back here behind second place, you've got a big old long line of cars here.
Yes, sir. All the way back, looking to see all the way back to Charles Grant Jr., 10th place.
Sedlick to the high side. It's going to allow Porter to get underneath. He's going to take that spot.
Man, I'm telling you, he drove it into turn 1 hard, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Smallwood's trying to come with him.
And it's sticking. Look at it. Man, that's stuck right there on the bottom like that.
Sedlick's battling back. Yep. Ooh, and they run up on the 31. Is that Wagner?
Yeah, Roger Wagner right there. And Sedlick,
Sedlick high.
Up into the marbles. You don't want to get up there, Nathan. He goes back to 7. Smallwood 8. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Smallwood. I'm sure they're watching. They always tune in to watch Daniel run. Charles Grant Jr. 9th. Mr. B there at the end. Stephen Pearson in 10th.
Ross Cato, who had a great finish last week. Rudy, a little bit of controversy at the end of last week's race on who actually won that race, but he's back here in 14th position as of right now. Just trying to keep it clean for right now. Trying to be there at the end. Long way to go. 125 laps tonight, Rudy.
Well, I noticed one thing. Sean Powell was one of the quickest in practice. Didn't start the race. Interesting. Kidman still leading, and he has a 1.2 second or 1.3 second lead over Thomas Brandner.
He's just cruising right now. Having a sandwich. But Brandner, he's got no room for error because he's got Crumry all over him. Joe Roberts, Roger Wagner, and Jeffrey Porter aren't far behind.
Back in the field here, Kevin Spaulding looking. He's on the inside of Sean Medling and does take up 16th position. Tony DeGennaro quickly goes to the back. I talked to him and he said his setup was junk here tonight. We heard in the pre-race interview there, he just really, hoping and praying that something would come about and maybe he could just hit on something perfect. But he does get around Josh Witherspoon and goes into 20th.
Maybe Tom Brady was down in the pits and let some of the air out of his tires.
That could be. Joe Roberts.
He is a Patriots fan after all.
Joe Roberts starting to close up on Paul Crumry. Well, he gets a great run into turn 1 here. And those guys are still all nose to tail. And Jeff Porter gets by Roger Wagner as Roger slips coming out of 2.
Yeah, he saved it though. Good save.
That let Charles Grant Jr. close up on him.
Back here in 10th, Rudy, we haven't mentioned him yet, but Steven Pearson's on the move. He's into the top 10 now. Here comes Mike Vining around Randall Drake into 11th. Drake back to 12th.
Yeah, I was teasing Randall earlier there when they were practicing. I put it on most exciting, and it went to Randall Drake, and we were like, huh?
He did win last week, Rudy. He was last week's winner. A bit of a controversy there at the end, but hey, a win's a win, man. He brought it home.
Yep. Keen says in chat, he says, Scott, that comment, Tom Brady probably did that.
I know Tony will appreciate that joke when he hears it later.
Mr. and Mrs. Smallwood saying hello to both of us.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smallwood, how you doing tonight?
Good to see you out. He said, Keen said, Scott just made my night that much better with that comment. All right, Gidman, 1.7 seconds. Boy, he is just pulling away. And then Brandner is pulling away from Joe Roberts as Joe gets into 3rd now. And Jeffrey Porter 4th as they both got around Paul Crumry. Crumry goes back to 5th. But Roger Wagner, hard on his tail.
Yes, he is. Crumrye might be starting to feel the tires a little bit. You heard a couple of them drivers complaining that once they got some laps on the car that the car just went to junk. You could be experiencing the same thing here with Crumrye.
And I'm looking here, Nathan Sedlick about to get a run on Charles Grant Jr. Go ahead.
I was just about to say, here comes Wagner. He's about to get the run on Crumrye, and he's going to pass him like he's sitting still. Well, maybe not. Crumrye fighting back a little bit. Ooh, maybe a little door bumping or close to it.
Yeah, a little tire smoke come off of that I seen.
And a little radio chatter there.
Uh-oh.
But Crumrye is fighting back.
Paul probably wasn't too happy about that pass from Roger, but everything come out all right.
Yep, that's racing.
Pearson gets by Smallwood, goes into 9th.
And it's hockey season, so you can't expect a hockey fan to be friendly during hockey season.
And Tony DeGennaro takes his car behind pit road, and it looks like Michael Leiby did the same.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's a bummer. I talked to both of them in pre-race, and man, I know they weren't too happy with their setup, but I didn't think they were that unhappy.
Headed towards Indianapolis, Rudy. That's where we'll be next Friday night.
Yep.
The racing capital of the world.
And you know, I'll be honest with you, Scott, I really think that these cars, as much as I don't think they're that good on 1.5 mile tracks, they do race really well there, though. You know, I like them on like mile tracks or around a mile track, and then I like them on the super speedways. But that 1.5 to 2 miles, I don't know. They're really touchy. Joe Roberts closing up on Thomas Brandner. His tires are coming in now, Scott.
Either coming in or going away, one or the other. Some guys are experiencing one or the other right now.
Jeff Porter hanging on.
We've seen Paul Crumrye drop.
Yep.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to walk on you, but we've seen some guys fall back.
I was looking to see Paul still hanging on in 6th place, though. Just ahead of Nathan Sedlick.
Brando Drake's also fallen back a little bit since the start. I think he's lost 3 or 4 positions since the start.
Yeah, he's back in 12th now. And he's going to have to watch because Kevin Spaulding's getting ready to close up on him. Heck, I got a bug on my screen and it's driving me crazy. A lot of Toyotas out here tonight.
Running caution free so far.
Yeah, don't say that too loud.
These boys are good at putting on some long green flag runs, some good racing.
Yeah, and I think they've really learned a lot, you know, in recent weeks here of how this dynamic track's working for them, you know. And I think overall they're starting to get a grip of it. No pun intended there.
Everybody's starting to really get spaced out now until you get back here to Charles Grant Jr. and the group that he's with, which is Paul Crumrye and Nathan Sedlick. And they've got Steven Pearson right there tailing all 3 of them.
Yeah, this is a good battle here between these 4. Sedlick, Crumrye, Grant, and Pearson. And Grant, he takes a look underneath Paul Crumrye.
Look at Sedlick up there riding that wall.
Yeah, he likes it up on that high side, don't he?
Yeah, he gets way up there near that wall.
And I thought when you got up there, you're getting into the marbles, per se, that, you know, this dynamic track. Now, would it be that there's not that many marbles up there yet, and you still got good grip, or how's that work?
Well, it looks like some guys using that lane up there, so that means it's going to kick marbles even higher. It's basically all the way up against the wall.
Okay.
Instead of it being down lower where it would normally be, because there's all this traffic in that 3rd lane. Because as you see, there's other guys using that 3rd lane. Sedlick's not the only one. And Sedlick's actually lowered his line a little bit now, so he's just kind of. I think what he's doing is just feeling out the dynamic track, Rudy. I think he's just changing, seeing where he can go and what he can do and what he can't do, feeling it out.
Well, Charles Grant Jr. got really loose that time off of 2. Now he tries to go underneath Paul Crumry once again, and it looks like he will complete that pass.
Pearson's coming too. Had to get out of it a little bit.
Charles Grant Jr. moving into 7th. And right now, I was looking at 2nd place, Thomas Brander. He's been hanging right there between 1.7 and 1.9 seconds behind Galen Gidman. And it just he's not gaining or losing any time right now. So Gidman might be just out there kind of cruising right now. He knows he's got a couple second lead on him, and he's just cruising right now. But Brander comfortable sitting here. He knows he's coming down to the end of the season here. He's got a very good chance of winning the championship, and he just wants to ride. You know, the win is not that important, but it's a long race ahead of him yet. We still got over 100 laps to go.
Oh, Ross Cato's back here making a pass on Daniel Smallwood for 13th, Rudy. Smallwood's falling way back. Wonder if he got on the wall or if he's just experiencing a poor setup.
It could be just a bad setup. He didn't have Keen and them here to work on his setup tonight. I don't know. I'm not just saying. Nick Hunt back 14th.
Smallwood started 9th on the evening. He's falling back to 13th.
Yeah. That's not normal for him.
Nope. I'm used to watching him move forward.
Eric Lambert, so far, knock on wood, Eric having a pretty good night here in 15th place.
I got some wood right next to me. I'll knock on it for him, Rudy.
There you go.
We know how you got a tendency to jinx people.
I know it. As soon as
That's
I
why
say
I thought
that,
I'd knock on some wood for him.
as soon as I say that, he'd hit the wall or something, you know. Sean Medling, 16th. Ben Manning, 17th. And it looks like Mike Vining, another one that has taken his car behind the wall.
Yep.
Wow. Josh Witherspoon,
He was
18th.
He was another guy that was on the move forward. Wonder what happened. We must have missed something with Mike Vining.
Yeah, I don't know. But here's Joe Roberts, right on the bumper of Thomas Brander, our points leader. Right along with
This is a battle.
Would you call him Joe Roberts? What do you call him?
Fireball Joe.
Fireball Joe.
And
there you go.
And here he comes.
Yep.
Here comes Fireball Joe.
I don't know if he's going to get by Brander just yet, but we'll see. He's looks like Brander's going to give him the room.
Yep. Now you have to do the ride along with Brander.
Brander goes up high, gives him plenty of room, and Joe goes into 2nd. And just with them two battling, they're just in that couple of turns. They already lost about 3/10 on the leader just by battling.
Wow. It won't take much.
Nope.
Gidman is on a rail up there.
He sure is. And you know, probably isn't a driver out there that deserves a win as much as he does, because every week he goes out and he gives it 150%. You know, and he deserves to win one and say, you know, hey man, I drove my heart out tonight, and I deserve that win. Roger Wagner goes into 4th as he gets by Jeffrey Porter.
I'm looking to see now. Galen has 1 win and 9 starts on the season. He's got 1 top 5. It was that win. He's on those 9 starts. He's finished in the top 10 4 times. So yeah, his luck hasn't been the best this season.
Yeah. Now he's not running for the championship because I know there's a few races he's missed. He don't like to run super speedways and stuff like that. But okay, looking here, Charles Grant Jr. goes into 6th. Stephen Pearson 7th. Crumry back to 8th. And Randall Drake cracking the top 10 in 9th place.
Drake's kind of been of a roller coaster, kind of up and down, up and down.
Yep. Well, he's had
It's a long race, though.
He's had a lot of bad luck this season too, just getting, you know, involved in wrecks and being at the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's all it takes sometimes.
And then last week he was the lucky man.
Yep. Last week just a controversial finish of that race, but iRacing called it, and he wound up winning at Pocono. That was awesome.
Hey, a win's a win, right, Rudy?
That's right. Yeah, that's
they
a race.
all got the same on paper.
That's right. That's a race that is locked in my memory because I know it was so controversial because we thought Ross Cato won it. I think everybody thought Ross won it. And it wound up...
Until he let him by.
Even Ross won it, thought he won it. You know, he was like, what? You know?
Yeah, he was pretty dejected after that when he found out he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
We got a battle for fourth, Rudy. Jeffrey Porter's got a whole bunch of company, and it's the 31 of Roger Wagner.
Yep, he got back around Roger. Those two being teammates, RPM teammates.
And Roger's not giving up on it.
Oh, into the outside wall coming off a 2. It seems like that's where Roger's having the difficult time tonight, is right off of turn 2. He's much better in turn 4. As I'm watching here, Jeff Porter got a little loose that time.
And Rudy, we're about to have the battle from last week out here this week. Wonder if there'll be any bad blood that might carry over. You got Ross Cato in the 90 chasing down Scott Drake in the 9.
Oh no, there's no bad blood between them two.
I'm just teasing.
And that was just, you know,
I'm trying to make for good TV, Rudy. Come on, man.
I know it. Well, we have seen in past seasons a lot of shakeups and bad blood that happened on the track, and weird things, and you know, things that were like, what? You know, you couldn't believe you just seen that. And this season here has actually been pretty good. I haven't really heard of any, you know, arguing or bad blood between anybody. Everybody's been having a great time out here. I mean, when we talk to them and stuff, they're just like, wow, yeah, man, it was a great race, and I'm just wringing wet with sweat. These guys really get into this.
Oh, I know the feeling. Trust me, that race the other night when I got out of the chair, I was wringing wet with sweat. So trust me, I know.
I'll bet you were. Randall Drake looking to the inside of Paul Crumrye, but whoa, is he loose?
Yep, Cato will get that spot.
Yep, and Spalding.
He's gonna lose. Yeah, he's gonna lose 2 spots. Crumrye's next. He's falling way back.
Well, don't look now, guys, but Joe Roberts is closing on Kevin.
Oh, we got one on the wall. It's Kevin Spalding. He's on the wall. Oh, and Randall Drake's wrecking. We got a caution, Rudy.
Oh, no. Where the heck is he? There he is. Okay. Let's go back and see what happened to Randall here.
Kevin Spalding got into the wall. We had somebody else in the wall back down the stretch behind these guys as well. We'll find out who that was in a minute. But Kevin Spalding got in the wall. It looks like Randall just went low and lost control of the car.
Yeah, he was trying to steer clear of that because he's seen, you know, the Kevin getting into the wall. Probably heard it too, you know. But let me get here to a different view and get on Kevin Spalding here, because it looked like he just I guess a little loose coming off of turn 2 and trying to steer out of it. And that was when Randall Drake, he steered down to the low side and just, I guess he must have jerked the wheel a little bit too hard, and it just come around on him.
And that third party, Rudy, you're not going to believe it, but Eric Lambert was the other car that went down and pounded the inside wall.
Oh, no.
He lost it coming out of 2. As all that was happening down there in front of him, it had nothing to do with it. He just lost it coming out of the corner, but it all happened at the same time.
Yeah, let me go back here and see if I can... Yeah. Oh, man. Just as I feared, every time I talk about somebody there, we were just talking about how good Eric was running tonight, and there he is. Now he's going to have damage. Well, everybody on pit road here, folks. Everybody comes to pit road, and they're all going to welcome new tires. Now it's going to be a drag race off pit road. It's like Daniel Smallwood must have missed
what was it? Yeah.
missed his pit. He's going to have to come around and...
tough night for him.
Yeah.
Kidman wins the race off pit road. Roberts got out in front of Browner. Mike Vining. Oh, yeah, we already reported that. Mike Vining took it behind the wall. Sorry about that.
Yeah, they pretty much come out the way they went in. I think Charles Grant Jr. picked up maybe a spot or two in the pits. Ross Cato picks up a bunch of spots. He goes up to 7th. And Sean Medling, look at Sean Medling, clear up to 8th.
Good run for Sean. He had some issues last week, so he's had a good bounce back week this week.
Daniel Smallwood does come to pit road now. He must have missed his pit stall, so that puts Galen Gidman back in the lead. Well, Daniel didn't even get to lead that lap, you know. Eric's reporting that his car is toast.
Well, I tried knocking on wood for you, Eric. He started talking about you, so I thought I'd knock on some wood, but it didn't work.
Dang it. He was probably listening. He was probably listening. You know? And he'd be like, oh, them guys were talking about me. Bam! Oh, man. Well, let me see if I can get him up here to the booth with us and talk with him here for a minute. Well, Eric, another disappointment for you tonight, brother. What happened?
I was fighting real tight and tight in the center, which, you know, makes it fun coming off the corner. I was trying to baby her to the first set of pit stops, and I was following my teammate there, Nathan Sedlick, and I thought I was good to go back to the gas. She got a little wiggly, and I clipped the grass, and she just went to the inside wall. I didn't think it hurt her that bad, but coming back around right at pit road entrance at the access roads, the motor decided it didn't want to play no more.
Oh, man, you are kidding me.
Yeah, and the thing that drives me nuts about iRacing is I only got a 1X for going off the track. I didn't even get any incident points for touching the wall. So I don't understand why my motor would blow up. My temperature gauges never adjusted. I mean, they all stayed right where the whole team's been running throughout our practice session. So I don't know. I thought I had some setup or some adjustments, and I was hoping to get into the top 10 there. And, you know, I was minding my P's and Q's, and I actually made it from dead last up to, 13th, and then the caution came, and it's just bad luck. The 13 still haunts me. That's what I'm going with, Rudy.
Well, you got to shake that, brother. You got to shake that. We're about to go green here. Let's get them going here, Eric, and we can talk some more about it. So if you give us a minute, Scott's gonna get it going here.
10-4. Sure, some of these other guys are glad that caution came out. They reeled Gidman in.
Yeah.
We've seen him have some issues on cold tires. We'll see how he does on this restart. Green's out. Joe was camping there, but Branner, look at this. He got a good restart. He don't want Gidman to get out there and be all by himself again.
And I think what we're seeing, though, we're seeing the same thing that happened on the start of the race, where Joe kind of drifts back on them cold tires, if you remember, Scott. And then all of a sudden, here they come.
I'll tell you what, the 24 ain't drifting back. He's coming.
He's got right there on Gidman's bumper. He wants to lead that lap. Well, Eric, sorry about your luck. Are you looking forward to Indianapolis next week?
I'm looking forward to hopefully, you know, this bad luck shadow that looms over me. You know, the past few weekends I've been taken out, you know, and I'm trying to adjust my way. I was racing last season, which, you know, Rudy, I was just going in there, you know, balls to the wall, let it all hang out, and I was taking myself out. So now I'm trying to take it easy, you know, want to finish these races, because I've learned, hey, if you stay in the race, you're going to get a top 10 because people are going to crash each other out. And, you know, with me being with Team RPM, we always have fast sets. I mean, look at the standings right now. But so I've been trying, and then, you know, Porter gets loose and gets me. Sedlick gets loose and gets me. It's just one of those things. It's racing. I'm not mad at anybody. I try not to get mad.
Well, tonight it was all you, brother.
Yeah, tonight it was a selfie, but that's
a selfie.
Yeah, that's the thing is I'm gonna scratch my head because even if you look at the front of my car, it doesn't look that bad. So yeah. I want to know where iRacing justifies blowing it up because I've wrecked it a whole lot harder than that and still was able to run. So I don't know.
That'd be a good one to maybe shoot somebody in iRacing a PM and ask them, why are they? I just tell them exactly what you told me. You got a 1X for clipping the grass, didn't even get an X for hitting the wall, and your motor blows up. What the heck's up with that,
Yeah, iRacing's been doing some wonky things. Like, I love this new build because and I think that's why I'm having such good runs because, I like not running the exact line, the old build, one groove racing. It was kind of boring to me. So, I mean, like, towards the end of that run, I started realizing, hey, my car is actually liking going low and coming off the corner and getting a good drive off. And that's when I was pulling away from meddling. But it just, I like it because you're forced to drive the car with the throttle.
Right.
And it's, it's teaching me a whole lot of throttle control because, I've been doing iRacing less than a year, so.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, thanks for talking with us, and we're going to get back to covering the race here. And
10-4.
Enjoy the broadcast.
10-4. Have a good broadcast there, and just remember, go Team RPM.
There you go.
Well, Rudy, we got a new leader, buddy. The 24. It's funny how one pit stop can change the race, huh?
Well, maybe he made an adjustment on it, or maybe it's just that he got a better start that time than the last time.
He's starting to pull away from Gidman now, whereas Gidman was pulling away from everybody on that first run. Joe Roberts is hanging with these guys too.
Yeah, I would look for him to get up there here probably within the next 10 laps, and he'll be challenging Gidman for that second spot, I can assure you. It just seems like it takes just that long for them tires to come in on his setup. Charles
We're
Grant
side
Jr.
by side back here for fourth.
Oh, he keeps blinking out on me.
Yep.
Roger Clare.
Look at Ross.
Man.
Here he comes back. Roscoe's right behind these guys. Look at Cato, Rudy. What another good run this week.
Yes, sir. Kind of like on a, I don't know how you'd want to say that, kind of a mean streak to come back and try to grab that win after being stripped of it last weekend with that controversial win, with Randall. I would feel the same way. I would feel like, man, I'm going out there. I'm going to win tonight.
You got that right. It's driving him tonight. He's headed to the front.
Nathan Sedlick with a good run here. He's had an up and down season this season too. Jeffrey Porter to the inside. They are teammates. Porter drives it in there. Look at this. Three wide. Whoa.
2 wide in front of him with the 52 and 31. Wow.
Whoa, there's still 3 wide. Sedlick on the outside. They pass up Ross Cato. Man, he was the meat in the middle of the sandwich on that one, wasn't he?
That was awesome racing right there.
I'm telling you, there's only you gotta be able to trust the guy that you're racing like that, and that just shows you how much them guys trust each other.
And look at old Steven Pearson. He says, "I want to play."
Yeah, I want to play too. Well, we're wondering how many beer race this is tonight.
Oh, I'm sure he's got a 6er in him.
Probably. Smallwood got around Kevin Spaulding, goes into 12th. Eric Lambert still sitting on pit road, but Ben Manning at the back of the field here, a long ways back, 24 seconds behind the leader. Don't know what's going on with Ben Manning, but if he's not careful, the leaders are going to catch up to him. Excuse me, had a hiccup there. And look at this here, Gidman and Roberts. They're starting to close in on Branner a little now.
A little bit.
Gidman saying, you know what? I got to find the gas pedal here somewhere under down on this floorboard because Joe Roberts closing the door.
He's definitely closed the door on Gidman. It looks like Gidman is slowly reeling in Branner. So yeah, this will become a 3-car race here in a minute. They got to save their stuff though. We still got a long way to go until that next pit stop.
I've noticed I don't think Branner's got a really good setup for the long run, and I think that's where he's faltering right there. But, you know, he could be just kind of taking it easy right now, too. He does not have to go out here and win this race tonight. If he could just get a top 5 out of it, I think it's pretty much going to kind of sew up his championship for this season.
Well, back here behind these front 3, we got a 4-car battle. Here in a minute, it might be a 6 or more car battle.
Why? I guess so. Looks like we're going to go.
We're going 3 wide again.
Whoa.
Here we go again.
Holy smoke.
And they're going, nobody's getting out of it. Look at this.
You know what? That's the second time we've seen Jeff Porter and Nathan Sedlick split somebody and go around them. They did it to Ross Cato just a few laps ago, and now just did it to Charles Grant Jr. again.
Oh, and Sedlick's in the wall.
Oh,
just
no.
a little bit. Got into the wall. See how that affects him.
He just used it to steady the car up. That's all.
He kissed it pretty good. I think. I think he's feeling it a little bit here, but maybe not. Fighting back on that high side. It was just a kiss, but it was a good kiss.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't just a little smoocher.
Well, he's now look at him get a run on Jeff Porter. Boy, he had to really back out of it. Goes up the hill. Good run.
This is quite the battle.
And we've got, look at up here in the lead, folks. Gidman on the inside of Thomas Brandner. Side by side, and Joe Roberts in that battle.
Can we get a 3 wide for the lead, please?
Oh my, that would be exciting, wouldn't it? And Gidman back in the lead. Oh, Brandner backs out of it. Let's Joe go.
I think he let Roberts go, yeah.
Yeah, he knows his, you know, I think that's, I'm not talking, you know, I'm just talking, that's all. But I think maybe that might be the problem, is maybe Thomas just doesn't have a long run setup. I think. I don't know. But Roger Wagner back up front leading Nathan Sedlick, Charles Grant, and Stephen Pearson.
Oh, Nick Hunt's into the wall a little bit. He saved it, though. Wow. He almost lost it. And Jeff Porter's off the pace on the backstretch, Rudy. I think he's been into the wall.
Trying to find him. There he is. Yeah, he's coming to pit road. So, yep. Must have been into the wall. I see he's got a little bit of damage on the left side too. So.
Yeah, he definitely went way off track. He went down and hit the inside wall.
Oh, coming off of turn 2, I suppose.
Yeah, he hit it hard and then hit it again a little on the front. So yeah, he's got heavy left side damage and a little bit of front damage. Tough break for Jeff Porter.
Yep. Brandner falls all the way back of 1.1 seconds behind the leader now.
Joe Roberts is hanging though.
And Roger breaks free of Nathan Sedlick, Charles Grant Jr., and Stephen Pearson. He breaks free of their draft and is pulling away. He's got about 3/4 of a second lead over Nathan Sedlick now.
Yeah, these three are back here battling it up still. Pearson pulling up on 52.
Yeah, he got a pretty good run right there. Ross Cato, Randall Drake Those two in that controversial finish last week at Pocono, they're still running close together.
Of course they are, Rudy. That's just how racing works.
Yep. Crumride, 10th place, closes up on Randall Drake really quick there. Randall looked like he got a little bit loose coming off a 2. Had to back out of it.
I love that Paul Crumride car. I could just sit here and watch that car go all the way around the track all night. That's a bad-looking car.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going to see if I can sweet-talk him out of that paint scheme.
I'll bet you probably could.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go talk to him after the race.
Smallwood, 11th place. Just shy of the top 10. And Kevin Spaulding, 11th or 12th place in the police car.
The Popo.
Popo, yep.
Or 5-0, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, the 5-0. Josh Witherspoon, last one on the lead lap, 15th place. And Ben Manning now. Ben's been having some issues. He is 3 laps down. Looks like he's been into the inside wall as well. Gets loose again coming off of turn 2.
Yeah, turn 2 has been eating a lot of people up tonight.
Yeah, more so than turn 4, which, I don't know, that's really not a big surprise to me. Turn 4 is actually, I mean, it's much more wider sweeping turn. You can really get a run off and let it go to the wall, you know. We're coming off of turn 2, you come around there and all of a sudden there's a flat wall there, you know.
Everybody's pretty seemed to handle 4 pretty well tonight. It just seems like 2 for some reason is really slick coming off, and it's been the guys on the bottom. It hasn't been anybody on the high side. It's been the guys coming off of 2 on the bottom. Oh, somebody's loose.
Brander back 2.2 seconds, and look how far it is back to 4th place. Roger Wagner, he is 6.7 seconds behind the leader.
I think Randall Drake got a little loose there.
We are a little past halfway here, folks.
Drake lost the position to Crumride, and here comes Smallwood. But Smallwood, he's just losing ground now. Almost up in the wall is Daniel Smallwood.
Hopefully all them guys in Charlotte are watching and having a good time. Don't be drinking too many alcoholic beverages there.
I don't think those guys are old enough to drink, are they? All of them? Is Keen 21?
Foley is, but no, Keen's only like 17, I think.
That's what I thought.
That's
and
old
Troy,
enough to drink.
I know he ain't 21.
That's old enough to drink. Heck, I was getting pretty pie-eyed at 16. You know? Ben Manning just, boy, he's been just driving the wheels off of that thing, getting past some cars left and right, but he's got them new tires, and he's just been driving past a lot of these lap cars.
It's been a hell of a race, Rudy. 1 caution.
No kidding.
Ooh, we got one in the wall. It's Paul Crumride. He's in the wall again, bouncing off. Oh, he saved it, though. He bounced off the wall twice.
Uh-oh, he's blinking
now
on
he's
me.
Blinking. Yeah, he's blinking bad now.
Maybe that could be having an issue with him right now. Smallwood gets by him and does break the top 10.
Smallwood will take every position he can get tonight.
Yes, sir.
Kevin Spaulding trying to get back in this fight.
First and second, only 0.2 of a second apart, and Brander 4 seconds back. So I guess that kind of proved my theory right there that Brander does not have a long running setup here.
Nope. He's good for the first few laps, but man, it falls off a lot.
Yeah. And Roger Wagner back in 4th.
And there's a battle behind him.
Yep, Pearson and Charles Grant Jr. battling. Pearson had to back out of it. They did get around Nathan Sedlick. And next would be Ross Cato in 8th. And he pulled away a lot from Randall Drake. He's out there about 3 seconds ahead of Randall.
And Smallwood's diving on the bottom here, looking like he wants to get around Randall, but he couldn't get the run coming out of 2. Might have got a little loose.
Randall's a little loose coming off of 4 right there, which he was trying to keep it pinned down to the bottom or something. I'm not sure. He's taking it right down to the bottom.
He's been one of the few guys that actually have been loose coming off 4 tonight. We haven't seen a lot of guys loose off 4, but he has been one of the guys that has had some issues from 4 tonight.
Oh, Smallwood loose off of 2.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what.
Ooh, Drake way up the track. Now they're all over Drake.
Those 4 were racing it up pretty hard. And here comes Paul Crumrye.
Yep.
Underneath Daniel Smallwood. Daniel coming back though.
Smallwood on that high side, getting a big run coming out of the corner. Look at this, diving to the bottom.
Underneath Randall Drake. And here I'm just playing with the gas.
Oh, look at this, Crumrye.
Sorry. Crumrye was what? Loose? As Kevin Spaulding drives by on the high side.
Yeah, he's going to try to take advantage of this. He's already got 1 position.
I think he's
trying to get a couple more. Whoa,
oh,
Smallwood
man.
really loose.
And Crumrye into the wall.
Yep, he's down into the grass.
No caution yet.
Drake's pulling off.
Looks like he is going to keep it off of the track, so no caution, but Crumrye, man, that was, wow.
And Crumrye's rolling again. Ooh, he's having some issues. He's getting her wound down. He's in the grass again.
Is that Randall Drake on pit road? Yep.
Yep.
Well, this probably, I'm not sure if this would be his final pit stop or not.
Crumrye's headed to pit road as well.
Yep, we got a lot of them coming in. Thomas Brander's in. We got a few of them heading to pit road. Brander looks like he's sitting there for a minute. Not sure if he got a speeding penalty or what.
Ooh. Boy, do I know that all too well, huh, Rudy?
Yeah.
Still want to puke over that, man. I hope he didn't get a speeding penalty.
I don't think he did. I think he might have been sitting there just to get a little damage fixed. Looks like maybe he had a little damage on his car. All right, back up front, these guys still 9.5 seconds ahead of Roger Wagner in 3rd place. And him and Charles Grant having a battle here. Grant to the bottom. But Roger gets that huge run on the high side and holds Grant off. Man, huge run. Did you see that run he got?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that high side is working great. Pearson.
Look at these guys.
He's going to try the high side.
Here's Crumrye on fresh tires. He's going to get in the mix of this. Hopefully these guys will just let him go with them fresh tires. That's exactly what they're going to do. Well, that's about the only battle on the track, Rudy. Everybody else is spread out pretty far by the single file action. Even the leaders are starting to get spread out a little bit. Joe Roberts is falling off the bumper of Gidman a little bit.
Gidman's been on a rail. He's led 63 laps. Hasn't officially clinched that title yet because for the most laps led. Because Brander led 15, but the chances of Brander getting back up there and leading the rest of this race are pretty slim. I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm gonna say unofficially, Galen probably is going to lead the most laps here tonight and get them points. So see. This is what I'm talking about, what we were talking about earlier, Scott, is even though Galen's not running for...
Here comes Joe Roberts.
Yeah, for the championship, he still could affect how the outcome of this race is by taking them points away from somebody that could have led the most laps tonight. So
yes, sir.
it does affect how the outcome of the race is. So we're on Joe Roberts now as he comes in. I'm sure to probably make his final pit stop of the night here.
Fireball Joe.
It's going to be a 4-tire change. I don't believe anybody's going to try 2 tires. Tires are a premium out here.
Oh, yes, sir.
4 tires, topping off the fuel tank, stuffing every available drop of gas in that thing you can get in it. Wow, what happened to Pearson there? I missed that. I think he got squirrely loose coming off of turn 4. Oh! Wow, okay. Whew. Brandon took it up the middle, went 3 wide, and look at him passing cars left and right on them new tires.
Yeah, he's in a hurry.
Well, he's got to try to pick up as much time on that track as he can because he hit a long pit stop.
Cato and Pearson coming down pit road, Rudy.
We're right on him. Oh, Pearson locking him down. Ooh.
Yep. Slideways.
Slideways. All right, as they come in, Gidman's in. That gave the lead up to Roger Wagner, so Roger leads a lap. Gidman's away. Cato's away. And Pearson's away. Looks like Nathan Sedlick coming to pit road. And I can't make out who that is behind him. Charles Grant Jr. And also Nick Hunt. All 3 of them coming to pit road now. Making their final pit stop. 1 caution's all we've had. Boy, look at the damage on Nathan Sedlick's car. What happened to that thing? Holy smokes, he has been hard into the wall somewhere.
Yeah, he does have some heavy damage, huh? Wow.
Man, I'm telling you. Where he got all that.
I'm surprised he can maintain his speed like he has with that much damage all around the car. Because the whole front looks like it has damage and the whole right side.
Roger Wagner coming to pit road.
Charles Grant Jr. ain't giving him a break coming out of the pits, though.
Nope. Staying right on his tail. All right, Roger Wagner on pit road. Kevin Spaulding staying out, and Kevin will get scored as leading that lap.
Bonus point.
That's right. I'm trying to think. I don't think these guys actually are in the running for the championship. Roger's back in 13th. Kevin Spaulding's 12th. So they're not really running in for the championship, but they're running probably to try to get at least in the top 10 in the points. That'd be pretty awesome.
And I'm sure to Kevin it just feels good to lead some laps late in the race.
I can relate to that.
And he's coming in. 25's pitting this time.
Here he comes. Yep.
Here comes the Popo.
The Popo. And that gave Josh Witherspoon the lead. So he will be scored as leading a lap.
I'll see how long he stays out. He might be coming in this time. And he is.
That will give the lead.
Along with Sedlick. Sedlick's coming back to pit road, Rudy.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Witherspoon is coming to pit road. Joe Roberts will take the lead. I thought Daniel Smallwood was going to be the leader there, but I guess Joe got by Daniel. Daniel out there in them older tires. Joe's got fresher tires.
What happened to Galen Goodman?
He's in third.
Wow, he must have had a terrible pit stop.
15.4.
Wow, yeah, horrible stop.
Compared to Joe Roberts' 15.1. But
I guess because they're Gen 6 cars, they're a little longer.
Smallwood coming to pit road. This will be his final pit stop.
They take on more fuel.
Right side tire going on. And left sides. And that's going to put Daniel a lap down. And the way the race has been going right now, he's not going to be able to recuperate from that.
Could get a late caution, Rudy.
Yeah, it could, yep. Joe Roberts will be our leader by 5.5 seconds over Galen Gidman. Now we know Joe's got a good setup for the long run. Galen was really good too. It seemed like Joe really had a better setup for the long run, and now he's out here in the lead. And as long as he doesn't make a mistake, he could be our victor here.
Yeah, his setup's not good enough to make up 5 seconds. He's definitely going to need Joe to make a mistake. Because Joe was running right there with him for that entire last run.
Well, Galen just clicked off 3/10. That's like taking a bucket of water out of the ocean there.
Exactly.
Brander will be third. So he's just trying to get a top 5 here tonight, and that's what he needs to do. You know, he just needs to look at the big picture and say,
oh, we got a center. Oh, he saved it. Coming to pit road, whoever that was.
Ben Manning.
Happened right in front of Joe Roberts. Yep. He almost lost it right in front of the leader.
Come on.
Yeah, Joe's saying it now. Thanks for almost spinning right in front of me. It scared me half to death.
Yeah. So much for that pair of shorts, huh?
Yeah. But no harm, no foul. Joe's still the leader.
Gidman has chopped off some more time. He's down to 4.7 seconds.
Still a long way to go, and as the tires continue to fall off, Rudy, you know, he's pushing it right now. He's going to start to eat them tires up, and he won't be gaining as much time once he eats them tires up.
Yep. I just don't want to see Galen make a mistake now. He's led the most laps tonight. He's been the dominant car out here to beat. And we've only had a couple other guys that could race around him or race as good as him, but couldn't hang with him for very long, except for Joe Roberts. Brander running in third was good on the short run. But maybe he's made some setup changes, and you never know. You just never know about what they've done.
Well, we got 30 laps to go, so time's running out.
Yes, sir.
This race has flown by. The one caution. That's awesome, man. These guys put on a show tonight.
Randall Drake, 4th. Ross Cato, 5th. Mr. B there at the end. Stephen Pearson in 6th. Roger Wagner, 7th. Charles Grant Jr., 8th. Nick Hunt, 9th. And Kevin Spalding is the top 10. Kidman chops off another half a second. Down to 4 seconds. He's closing the gap, but I'm kind of thinking Joe might be just out there kind of cruise mode right now.
Yep, and Goodman's having to smoking up them tires. Not saying it can't be done, but he's definitely got his work cut for him.
And I'm sure Galen knows it too. He's probably watching the relative, and I hope he's not. I hope he's just focusing on what he's got to do, the job at hand.
He's watching it. He's watching it, Rudy.
Yep. And he,
Me and you both know he's watching it.
And he shouldn't be. He should be just focusing, making sure he hits those marks. Brandner already 15 seconds behind the leader, so he is about a half a lap behind the leader right now. Randall Drake fourth. And most of these guys are so spread out right now, Scott, that they're really nobody contending each other out here on the track. We seen 3 wide earlier. I think that 3 wide is pretty much gone away for the rest of this race.
We do have one battle. I did find a battle between Charles Grant Jr. and Roger Wagner. They're pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
And it looks like we might get a little side-by-side action here in a minute.
Yeah,
Charles Grant's flirting with it.
Yep, he's closing up on Roger. They're both doing a great job out here. Well, run around the track here one time. Joe Roberts starting second tonight, leading the race out here. He's been out front for 13 laps. Galen Gidman started on the pole, running in second, has led the most laps thus far, 66 laps. Thomas Brandner started third, running in third, did get to lead 15 laps, so he did get a valuable point for leading a lap. Ross Cato started 14th tonight, running in fourth as he got around Randall Drake. Randall Drake started 11th, running in fifth. And here comes Stephen Pearson to go by Randall Drake now as he goes to the inside. Started 8th, about to go into 5th. Roger Wagner started 6th, running in 7th. Did lead 3 laps tonight. Charles Grant Jr. in 8th. Started 10th. Hasn't led any laps. Kevin Spaulding is 1 lap down. Started 13th, running in 9th. Did lead 2 laps. Nick Hunt started 17th, running in 10th. 1 lap down. Daniel Smallwood started 9th, running in 11th. Josh Witherspoon started 21st and running in 12th. Nathan Sedlick started 5th, running in 13th. Paul Crumry started 4th, running in 14th. Ben Manning out of the race, Sean Medling out, Jeffrey Porter out, Eric Lambert, Mike Bining, and Michael Leiby and Tony DeGennaro all out of the race. We've lost a lot of drivers out here tonight.
Yes, sir.
Well, most of them guys not running for the championship or points or anything. They're just out there, I guess, to race and have fun with their friends. Well, Mike Bining is in the running. He is 5th place right now.
Yeah, he was out of the race early on. It was a tough break for Mike.
Yeah, so that will kind of let Sean Medling will probably. Medling's out. Okay.
Yes, sir. He's sitting on pit road.
Okay, well, he'll finish 3 positions ahead of Mike Bining, but I don't think that's enough. No, that's not enough to close that gap. He is 6 points back of Mike Bining.
We got 20 to go, Rudy.
He'll close it. 20 to go. And Joe
This
Roberts
race is clicking off.
Wow. Gidman down to 2.2 seconds. We were just talking a few laps ago, we didn't think he was going to be able to close that gap. Look at this.
Yeah, he is coming.
Well, catching Joe Roberts is one thing, but getting by him could be another.
I may wind up eating my words before this is all said and done.
Brandner 22.2 seconds behind the leader.
Hey, we got somebody stopped on the front stretch. It looks like Randall Drake.
Oh, and no caution. Wow.
He's still sitting there, just trying to get it going. Still not going yet. And no caution, he got it going. Well, not yet. He's trying to get it going.
Yeah.
There he goes.
But he waited till the traffic went by, so it didn't bring out a caution. That's a good sportsman right there.
Yes, sir. Good job, brother.
Gidman 1.8 seconds behind Joe Roberts. Man, is he clicking that time down now. I'm kind of wondering if Galen didn't find something, or if he made an adjustment on his car, maybe put a little tape on it, maybe an air pressure adjustment or something. But Randall Drake,
He's definitely on the move.
Randall Drake coming to pit road.
But like you said, doing is one thing, getting around him is a whole different story.
Yeah. And I hate to say it, but I think Joe's feeling it right now, and he's saying, you know what? I better get this thing into 6th gear, and because I got to pull away.
Oh, he is the number 6 car, so he better find that 6th gear and keep going.
Yes, sir. It seems
Gibbons clicking off the time now. I'm gonna wind up eating my words from that clear.
It seems like right now they're just kind of staying steady, but boy, Gidman gets a good run coming off of 4 right there, and he picked up 2 more tenths. Wow. I mean, if he could pick off 2 tenths a lap, 8 laps, he'll be there with them. That's one heck of a race between them two.
Yeah.
Well, Roger Wagner goes into 3rd. Cato 4th. Pearson 5th. They all got by Thomas Brandner. Wow. What's going on with Brandner's car? And here comes Charles Grant Jr. Gonna drive by Brandner, looks like on the outside. He does it.
Ooh, Joe Roberts loose.
And that's not what he needs right now. He does not need that car to be loose. Now's when that car needs to stick like glue on the track.
Yes, sir.
13 to go.
Just needs to keep hitting his marks. Just keep looking out the windshield. Don't look in the rearview mirror. Don't look over at the gap closing down. Just look forward.
That's exactly right. You got that. Gidman 1.2 seconds. And this is where he excels right here. He always gets a good run off of 4. He does pick up another 10th. Down to 1.1. This is wild. This is wild.
It's going to be a good finish.
I'm telling you. Joe knows what he's got to do. Randall Drake, you got a copy?
Yeah, Rudy, what's up, buddy?
Well, tell us what happened there, brother.
I was just fighting the loose condition pretty much in the late in the run. I was great early, and then late in the run, it was just fighting, loose off, and I just kept making adjustments. But unfortunately, we haven't had any pit stops, so it's been tough to make any kind of adjustments as you're gone. I mean, I made a huge adjustment on the first pit stop there, but I just unfortunately, it's just snapped on me. There's not much I can do.
What do you think of this race between these front 2 up here, Joe Roberts and Kalen Gidman? Gidman closing down on him from 5.5 seconds back to 1 second now.
Yeah, it looks like he's clipping off a little bit of time each lap too, so it'll be an interesting finish for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I just did everything I could there to not, bring out a caution. I made sure the guys went around, and I didn't want to do that to my teammate who was in the lead. So. Right.
Well. Yeah, we were watching that when we were saying, now that was a true sportsman right there. You stayed there until everybody went by before you pulled out onto the track, so you didn't bring out the caution. So very good job, Randall. That was awesome.
I appreciate that. And shout out to Johnny Reed Foley and the crew watching down in Charlotte tonight.
Yeah, we've been talking with them a little bit in chat there, and we told them what you said, and told them not to be drinking too much alcoholic beverages. So
Johnny's got to save his voice for this weekend. So
that's right. Yeah, alcohol's not good for your voice. So all right, yeah, Gidman is running out of time here because they're down to 8 laps to go now, and he's 1 second. He's been just kind of hanging right there. Unless he's cooling them tires off for a late race run, we don't know.
Well, Methodical Joe is going to hit his marks. You know that.
Oh yeah. Well, we've seen him slip a little bit here in the last few laps, and so he does not want to slip now.
No, this would not be a good time for him to slip, but you can be self-assured here that Joe's going to hit his marks. He usually does.
Gidman just chopped off 2 more tenths. Trying to stay focused on the rest of these guys back here too, because Roger Wagner 3rd, Ross Cato 4th, Pearson 5th. Those all running right together. Charles Grant Jr. in 6th. And the last one on the lead lap, Kevin Spaulding. But the story is Galen Gidman chopping this down. Oh, and he was extremely loose.
Yep, that's going to cost him time, and it might cost him his chance.
Yes, sir. That did right there. He's pushing that car for all he's got right now.
Yeah, he smoked up them tires, too. He had to make up all that time. That's what I was talking about earlier. Even if he got up here, his tires would be smoked up, and that's what he's feeling now.
Yeah,
I think Joe's got this thing as long as he doesn't make a vital mistake now. He's got 5 to go. He just needs to put the hammer down and close the door.
There you go. Bring it to victory lane, Joe.
And with Brander struggling tonight, there's a lot of points to be made up in the standings.
Definitely. Yeah, Brander is, wow, clear back in 8th place.
Yep.
But
and with bonus points, you can put a leg off. He's got 5 or 6 legs that need to be cut off. You can chop one of those off.
Joe closed that gap by quite a little bit here.
Ooh, Gidman loose again.
2 weeks in a row now, Galen's probably like cursing at himself inside that cockpit of what's going on the racetrack.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out how Joe got out ahead of him, because Galen, they both had great pit stops, just Joe's was about 3/10 quicker. Well, 3/10 on pit road is like a whole pit stall,
Yeah, Joe was saying something about how he had a really good pit stop. So
yeah, I'm showing him as a 15.1, and Galen had a 15.4. So, and now Ross Cato in 3rd. Roger Wagner goes back to 5th. Oh, little changing of the guard back here. And we were talking about that too last week, having that controversial finish there at the end, Randall, where you won it, and we all were like, huh? Because we thought Ross Cato won it. Well, we kind of wondered how much of a shot in the arm that was for him to say, you know what, I got to come back from this, because he thought he won that race.
Ross is a good driver. I know he was saving his stuff tonight too for the late run, so that doesn't surprise me that he's where he's at.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Roger Wagner gets back around Pearson. Pearson must have slipped. Charles Grant Jr. got by him, and Pearson goes back to 6th. Looks like he has some right front damage, as leader comes around to take the white flag. 1 more lap to go.
One more time for Fireball Joe.
Yep. 1.4 second lead over Galen Gidman.
And I will not be eating any crow tonight.
Nope.
Joe's going to slam the door.
But I'll tell you what, you got to give it up for Galen Gidman for reeling him in from 5.5 seconds back.
He just hit that wall. Once he got to that wall, he couldn't get any further. That wall being the tire barrier.
All right, here he is. Crossing the finish line first, Joe Roberts leading 38 laps versus Galen Gidman 66. Gidman comes in second, and Ross Cato will cross the line third. Well, he hasn't officially yet, but he will take third.
I take my hat off to Gidman, man. He made up a lot of time there and drove his butt off there at the end, but just didn't have enough tonight. But what a run, Galen. Good job, man.
Great run for these guys. Well, let me see if I can get him up here. You wanna take Galen?
Sure, I'll interview him.
All right, go for it.
Well, you got to interview Joe first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, you take Joe. You take Joe then.
All right. Joe Roberts, you got a copy, buddy?
I got you, man.
Well, Joe, tell us about that pit stop, man. You went in, you come out with a big lead, and we missed it. We don't know how you got that big lead coming out of the pit, so tell us how you did that.
Well, I knew I had to take 4 tires, and there was no way that 2 was going to work, so I wanted to make sure as soon as I got in the window of what I had, I wanted to make it 45 laps, and since Galen hadn't peeled off the track yet, I was like, oh, great, this is fantastic, because I'm going to get him at least 1 lap worth of green. So I just made sure I was on and off as fast as I possibly could and just executed well, didn't overshoot my pit, went exactly the pit stop. I just tried to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. It wasn't anything too fancy.
Well, it definitely worked out for you because you came out and you had a nice little lead, and all in all, in the end, it worked out for you. And with Brandner struggling tonight, you've made up some ground in the point standings. So how you feeling about that? You think you got a shot in these last 3 races?
I honestly highly doubt it. I mean, it took all this time for Brandner to even have sort of an off race that wasn't a road course. The last time he had an off race at all, that was at Watkins Glen, and because he spun it off of turn 2, and I'm racing for just the thrill of it at this point, because last week I lost the points. Pocono, I lost the championship. I know I did. And this evening, I knew Galen was faster than me, and Brantner was faster than me on a short run. So I just thought to myself, well, if it stays green and I take care of my stuff, I'll beat him. And I knew Galen was going to cut down the lead, and I was waiting until about 1.5, 1 second between gap before I would actually give it a little bit extra. And by the time then, though, I was just amazed the car had anything, because the car was pushing like a dump truck by that point anyway. So, but it worked out. I'm pretty happy about it.
Well, if you aren't able to catch him, it's still been a hell of a season, man. This is your 3rd win, your 7th top 5. You got to feel good about the season, all in all.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely a pleasure to actually race here with all these guys, and I'm happy. Last week I was really angry when I left the track, and I mean, yeah, when you finish bad, you're going to be angry, but another reason why I was angry is because it was so early in the race. I wanted to have a full race. Last week I felt deprived of that, and this week, one of my favorite tracks, got to race the full 125, and with good competition, I couldn't ask for more.
You going to make it 2 in a row to Indianapolis next week?
Oh, Indy's next week? I didn't even know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, there's a chance.
I like your reaction to that. Obviously, you're looking forward to that.
Yeah, I love Indy.
Me too, brother. I have the same affection for that place. So who do you want to thank tonight, brother?
I want to thank everyone, Porter, Roger. Those guys really go and make a great set, and then we go and we tweak on it and everything. Those are the 2 main crew chiefs, but the rest of us tweak and give our thoughts, and it's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, but it works out well. And I want to thank Eric, Scott, Kevin Spalding, Mike Vining, everybody else, Thomas Brantner with the team. It's a total team effort, and every week we're all up front, and we all do really good. Oh, I forgot Steve Pearson as well. And it's just we really work well together, and I'm really happy that we work as well as we do together, and we have such a whole team.
Pennsylvania Joe.
Methodical Joe there.
Yeah, Pennsylvania Methodical Joe.
Well, if there's one thing, and I will take what Galen said to me once, he said, Joe, you'd rather beat people with your head than with your speed. And tonight I was happy that I was able to be methodical, and that was what I really enjoyed about it. Galen had the better car, and if he would have caught me, I guarantee he would have passed me. But I was just betting that he was going to burn up his stuff, and I'm just really happy that it went green, because if it wouldn't have, we would have had a short run, Galen would have eaten me alive.
Well, great job on slamming the door and finishing this thing out and getting your third win this year, Fireball Joe. And go get him in Indianapolis, and good luck next week, buddy. Make it 2 in a row.
I will try my best.
Rudy.
All right, Galen Gidman, you there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you come from 5.5 seconds back to try to reel in Joe. What happened there with about 5 to go?
Actually, I came from 6.5 seconds back, and at some point in the last run, it's happened to me a couple times this week, and I thought I had it worked out, but my throttle pedal partially decalibrates itself. And so I know on the second to last run I had full throttle, but at some point in the last run, and I'm not sure when it was, I know I definitely went the last 10 or 15 without it. I only had about 90% throttle, so I don't know if I could have caught him with full throttle, but it was 90% throttle at best. So I got to figure out what's up with the pedals. I don't know. His car I guess got tight. Mine got loose, and I mean I don't know. I made a lot of mistakes the last run too, just trying to get to him, and mine would get really loose on the long run. But I don't know if we could have got to him. I think we probably could have with the full throttle. Passing would have been interesting, just because with this new damage model, it's like a slow cliff starting at lap 10, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And so by the end of new tire model, not new damage model. By the end of the run, your tires are dead. I mean, there's just absolutely no grip. So it would have been interesting to pass. We probably would have both wrecked unintentionally, just trying to race each other with no tires. But I don't know, not a bad day. But I thought I had the best car, and it's, I felt like we got robbed last week, and it's disappointing to finish second when I thought we had the car to win.
Well, I think you did, Galen, and we kept saying, man, we didn't want to see you make another mistake, like we've seen that's happened in the past, and you did. You were rock solid today. You led the most laps, 66 laps. You showed these guys, you had the dominant car out here, and even Joe said, you were the guy to beat out there today. And he just happened to have a good pit stop, got out ahead of you by quite a bit, and you had a heck of a job trying to reel him in here, and you did it. You reeled him in, and then just by doing it though, you used up your tires. So, but great race out there tonight, Galen. One caution made it for the field get spread out, and it was really great racing, and you and Joe put on a heck of a show out front. Everybody else did too, not taking anything away from them, because we had a lot of battles back in the field. We seen 3 wide a couple of times, didn't we, Scott? And it was great racing.
Yes, sir. And one of those times there were the 2 cars up in front, they were 2 wide, so it was like, wow. Yeah. It was like mid-race. That was awesome.
Yeah. So great racing, Galen. And anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody at Lockdown Racing. David Rattler, especially tonight, really gave me a lot of help, and we worked on the set a little bit. It's pretty close to something we ran in peak earlier this week. But I mean, there's a difference between Rattler, Crabtree driving it, and me driving it. So. Still, David was great to work with and was really helpful to me all night. And so I want to thank all those guys, and thank you for broadcasting. And I'd also like to add that Joe Roberts would also like to thank Nathan Sedlick.
Oh, yes, you're definitely right. Yeah. Sorry, Nathan. I'm so sorry, dude.
You don't want to forget all your teammates. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a douchebag.
I've been through the drill, so I understand how difficult it is to get all the names over there, but I thought I'd help.
Yeah, but to miss Nathan, that's pretty boneheaded on my part.
Well, you had a lot on your mind right then. I mean, you're pumped up because of the victory and everything, so I can understand how that goes. But anyhow, thanks for talking with us, Galen, and man, that was one heck of a race.
Yeah, 10-4. Hopefully next time we figure out how to win it.
Are you ready for Indianapolis next week?
I don't know. I suck at Indy, so they'll probably be pretty sad, but we'll see.
All right, Scott, you got 3rd place?
Yes, sir. Ross Cato, you got a copy, buddy?
Loud and clear, Scott.
Hey Russ, I was there last week when all the controversy went down, and I know you had a bad feeling in your stomach, but you brought home another podium again this week. That's 2 in a row. How you feeling this week, man?
Pretty good. Not bad for a fixed setup and starting 14th. I'm actually pretty happy about this. I felt like I ran a smart race, and I don't know if y'all caught the battle that Wagner and Pearson and myself had at the end, but man, I was shaking at the checkered flag. It was pretty intense, but yeah, I'm just really excited, really happy about this finish.
One of those shaky leg moments, huh?
Yeah, it's not too good when you got pedals to press.
And there's nothing you can do about that when it kicks in either. It's like, oh my God, not now.
No, but it was a good experience to kind of empirically shift from line to line just to see what was best for the car and throughout which duration, which part of the run. It was a challenge, but it was very fun.
Well, it's your 4th top 5 this year. You've only run 8 races, so you're 50% on that. How you feeling about Indy next week?
It'll be a challenge going from this kind of racetrack to a single groove racetrack, but I've always liked Indy. It's a track that requires a lot of patience, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Joe sounded like he was pretty excited about possibly winning that thing. You gonna have anything for Joe?
I doubt it. These RPM guys got it pretty much locked down, but hats off to Joe. He did a really good job tonight.
Well, you didn't do too bad yourself, man. You got anybody you want to thank tonight?
I certainly do. I want to thank my friends Aubrey and Mary Beth, and I want to thank this league for putting on a really good show tonight. These long green flag runs were pretty fun and called for a lot of strategy. So I just thank IWCR, and of course thank you guys for putting on what I'm sure was a pretty exciting broadcast. So I can't wait to go back and watch it.
Well, Ross, congratulations again on your 3rd place finish, man. And we want to tip our hats to you guys on the 1 caution, man. That's great. That's an awesome race. You guys did a great job out there tonight. 125 laps around this, and coming out of 2, it wasn't easy. So that's kudos to you guys for pulling off such a great race.
Yeah, 2 was a trouble spot.
Yeah, it ate up a lot of people tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks again, guys.
Rudy.
All right. Run down through the results here. Joe Roberts coming home with the victory here tonight at Homestead. Congratulations to him. Galen Gidman 2nd. Ross Cato 3rd. Charles Grant Jr. 4th. Stephen Pearson 5th. Kevin Spalding 6th. Josh Witherspoon 7th. Nick Hunt 8th. Daniel Smallwood 9th. And Thomas Brander finishing in the top 10. Scott?
Roger Wagner finishes 11th. Nathan Sedlick 12th. Paul Crumry 13th. Randall Drake finishes 14th. Ben Manning 15th. Sean Medling 16th. Jeffrey Porter 17th. Eric Lambert 18th. Mike Vining 19th. Michael Libey finishes 20th. And finishing dead last tonight was Tony DeGenero in 21st. Rudy.
All right, well, again, congratulations to Joe Roberts, and we will see you next week. But tune in tomorrow night for IWCR Truck Series, and I can't remember what track they're at. I looked at it earlier, but I can't remember now. Anyhow, we'll see you tomorrow night, folks. Until then, stay safe and have a good night.